Alright guys, so we've got our page and project set up actually, and so what we're going to start with is the nav bar. So I'm going to go over to my site here for a sec, and let's zoom way in. Again, I think we did this a few videos ago, and you'll see that it has a scan line effect. Now this is something that took me a while to figure out because it's not a standard effect, and the way that I wanted it was so unique that it took some figuring out. So basically what it is, if I go ahead and inspect it here, I believe the body or there's an element down here. Cannot find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so the body has an after pseudo element, and it's styled to look like scan lines. If I toggle this off, you're going to see the scan lines disappear. So one of the things that I wanted was scan line effect on top of the content. So this needed to be full width and height. So we also had to use pointer events none. And we basically turned this into a click-through layer that when I click elements, it will click the layer that's underneath. So we can still have the scan line effect on top. Now, basically, it took a repeating linear gradient, and I had to configure it so that it was, I think, 2 pixels. And basically, we're going to recreate that later. So first, we need an actual nav bar. So let me go ahead and pull up a picture of the Pip-Boy. And we're looking for the one from Fallout 4. So we have stat, inventory, data, map, and radio. These are the 5 top level pages that are going to be in our application. Now this is actually an old page, so let me drag in the correct one, and there we have a blank page. So if we look at the nav bar again, we do need most of this because we're going to have to be able to toggle it on smaller screens. So let's go ahead and create a nav with a class, nav with the class of navbar toggleable, and then navbar light. And down here we're going to create the toggler icon. We'll actually do that later. Let's go ahead and create actually there will be no brand. Alright, I was thinking of how I set up my site here with the brand and the icons over here, but we're going to do a full Pip-Boy style site. So let's just drop that navigation in. So we're going to go ahead and create a div with the class collapse, navbar collapse, and the ID of main nav. Now down here we're going to create the actual nav element, which is a UL. So UL class navbar-nav and margin right auto. And that's a utility class. I believe we covered those, but if not, basically there's a lot of classes in Bootstrap that just change very minor things about the elements. So you'll see MR auto, ML auto, and that just means margin right and margin left. Now in here, let's go ahead and start creating our LI elements. So LI class equals navbar item, and let's mark that active. And then A, and for right now, we're just going to link to nowhere. And it says stat. Let's do the same thing, except this one is not going to have the active class. And it's going to be inv. And the A element needs class of nav-link. What I find between Bootstrap 3 and Bootstrap 4 so far is Bootstrap 4, you need to use a lot of classes in places that you didn't necessarily need to in Bootstrap 3. But it also gives you more control, so there's that. Now the next item on the Pip-Boy is data. So let's go ahead and add data. And then we've got map and radio. Item, and then an A element. And one more. And it's going to say radio. Now, I'm going to save this and go back over to our page here and refresh. Something has gone terribly wrong. Let's have a look. So it doesn't look like Bootstrap is being included. Let's have a look at why. Well, there we go. We still need to add the relation property here. I'm pretty sure that's what was wrong. So let me save, refresh, there we go. We've got our nav bar with the items in it. We have data there twice. Not sure if I accidentally copied it or if I rewrote it, forgetting that I put it in there. There we go. Now we're going to have to style this custom, obviously, to make it look like this. So what we're going to do first, in the next video, we're going to start the basic styling, including the scanline effect and all the colors and everything.